What's up, guys? Mikkel here, and today we're talking about blockchain stocks, specifically BAKKT, Circle, Coinbase, and Stripe. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure you like it down below, comment what you think, and subscribe to the channel for more. So mostly I want to be talking about BAKKT in this video because it's one that I just realized is going public via VIH acquisition. BAKKT is a company that I'm honestly having a hard time wrapping my head around the business model, so I'd love if you guys put in the comments below what you think and some stuff I might miss. So, from a retail side, and BAKKT does have an institutional side that we'll get into later, but from a retail side, they're essentially trying to be a crypto wallet where you can hold crypto, rewards, cash, and gift cards. So, I do like the idea that you could kind of hook all your accounts to one place and really monitor it there. I think this has real potential, but I'm still a little iffy on how exactly they're doing it. So I think this has some serious potential if it was simply like a layer 2 solution, and you would just put all your accounts into BAKKT, and then they would essentially just represent how much you have of each one and let you draw from there. It seems like that's how they do it with cash, and you can actually hook your bank account up to it as shown here, but I'm not seeing too much in the form of doing that same thing for your rewards points and credit cards. Reward points, I think, are something that are a little niche. I personally will have like a couple reward points here and there. I think, unfortunately for BAKKT, a lot of the older people have a lot more of these rewards points, and they're also the people who won't really be using a product like BAKKT. I also don't know how I really feel about the gift cards. Typically, when I get a gift card, I kind of just spend it. So I'm a little skeptical about the necessity of their wallet. Also, crypto. A lot of people in crypto don't like to want to hold their assets on cold storage, and I don't know how useful it really is to be transferring crypto into gift cards. Like, gift cards are kind of one of those things where like you kind of get and you're like, oh, I'll just spend it. So I think it's cool to be able to see everything, but other than that, I don't really see why this is really anything that transformational. I'm really worried something like Apple would pretty easily be able to disrupt something like this, and in their own card wallet where you can just kind of put gift cards and stuff in there. The only really thing that BAKKT really has differently is the idea that you could hold crypto, but this is something Apple can kind of incorporate pretty easily. I also want to point out that you can make this argument like, oh, Apple could disrupt this, and like, you can kind of say that for everything, but the problem is BAKKT doesn't really have a big user base. I looked at their app, and they only have 400 downloads on the Apple Store. So it's something that Apple could disrupt in probably 2 hours if they tried. I think it's an interesting idea, but let me show you something real quick, because the company is backed by the New York Stock Exchange and the Intercontinental Exchange. These are two massive corporations, and their board of advisors is like super high level. So I'm just kind of confused because their product doesn't really seem all that impressive. It seems cool, but not something that's going to blow up in the future. I would think it would be cool if they can incorporate stocks into this app too, and make stocks liquid to crypto through their Intercontinental Exchange. That would be something that would get me a little more interested in, because I'm worried that gift cards really isn't that big of an ad. Rewards aren't really that big of an ad too, so it's really just crypto to cash, and you could really already do that in pretty much any digital wallet that's already hooked up to an exchange. If they could add stocks in here, I could see that being a little more of a differentiator. So I do want to see this company gain some more things before I can really get excited for it. The other thing I want to point out is they also have custody and derivatives for on the institutional side. But I was watching an interview with their CEO, and this guy right here was kind of grilled, and you guys can just watch this video. I don't want to get a copyright strike. It's essentially just backed on CoinDesk. But this guy was kind of grilling him on, like, saying that the futures for BAKKT really haven't been adopted at all, and was kind of asking him, like, hey, like, you're saying you have institutional clients. What are the numbers? Let me see the proof. And their CEO really didn't have any good answer. So what I'm a little worried is BAKKT started as a institutional facing company, but then got blown out of the water by things like Coinbase, because Coinbase really had such a better depth in the market. So BAKKT essentially turned into a niche player in the institutional market and quickly tried to pivot to retail to kind of make up for the shortcomings of their institutional side of the market. When they pivoted to retail, they kind of have this niche app wallet, but there's so many different wallets that people already have. It's hard for me to imagine people switching over to this BAKKT wallet unless they're really offering something special, and I just don't see that without the ability to move into stocks on the platform. There's also so many companies doing something similar to this, and with only 400 downloads, I can't wait to see when this company goes public so we can really break down what their business is doing. Yeah, and there's and also from a custody side, I kind of touched on that. There are like companies like, I don't know, a company called Standard Custody that are really doing massive things in the form of crypto custody. So BAKKT seems like they're trying to put their hands in a bunch of different places, but not necessarily succeeding really in any of them. They're really spreading themselves pretty thin. This is the SPAC right now. It's trading at about $10. We got to see what happens when they go public. At the moment, I'm going to be tracking this mostly because of the people backing the stock, but I'm not seeing a business model that I really want to be in at the moment. For me, it seems easier for Coinbase to copy BAKKT's wallet than for BAKKT to steal users from Coinbase and create a better experience. The reason I talk about this is because I do think blockchain stocks have a lot of potential, and since I kind of gave my reason why I'm not too interested in BAKKT, I want to show you guys how massive some of these other blockchain stocks are and why I don't think BAKKT is really doing anything too significant. One of the ones I love, and I've talked about multiple times, is Circle. Circle is trying to create a real digital US dollar as an infrastructure and treasury payment system for the internet. Circle's working with companies like Visa and MasterCard, and essentially what they're doing is looking to create an open source blockchain ecosystem where any business can connect, utilize the USDC dollar, and essentially get rid of a lot of the friction that's currently present in the digital payments infrastructure. So currently, when two companies have to agree to take payments from each other, they have to configure it all back end. And to do that, if I wanted to connect to 10 different businesses, I had to go and back end code my own platform to be able to connect with each individual business. What Circle's bringing forward is a blockchain ecosystem that's public that anyone could connect to, and then you only have to connect to the USDC blockchain. Then you could utilize the USDC coin that's pegged to $1, and you don't have to really configure anything else back end. Everyone who's then working on the USDC open source public platform is then connected to each other. And this is really massive because it creates an equal playing ground for anyone who wants to utilize this platform. I think this is pretty massive, and we're already seeing massive traction from companies like Visa, and they have a whole bunch of really cool partners, are backed by Goldman Sachs, but there's real technology validation there, and their USDC stablecoin that they worked with Coinbase to produce, of course it's probably, alright, here it goes, already has a market cap of 28 billion. So this is really massive. I mean, this is a lot of money in the USDC stablecoin, and the company is going SPAC at a valuation of only between 4 and 5 billion. Overall, I like this company a lot more, and they seem to have a more defined business model than something like BAKKT. Also, Circle is looking to become the first federally chartered digital bank. I honestly just love the sound of this. I think it's really cool. It's kind of like, for me, I feel like I kind of missed my opportunity because just from being young to invest in banks, I feel like this is really my chance to invest in a new age of banks. So I really like investing in Circle now, and I can really see why their product could be massive in the future. Yeah, let's jump into another one, which is Stripe. And Stripe is a company that's already doing $7.4 billion in revenue. And what they're looking to do is, Stripe's not public yet, so we don't have as much information on their business. But essentially what Stripe does is helps make it easier for companies to access online payments. And if you look at some of the partners they have, it's massive. Instacart, Salesforce, Amazon, Slack, and essentially they're just using their APIs to help companies really manage payments from the inside. And they are doing something pretty similar to what Circle's doing. The only difference is they don't have their own digital coin, but I mean the tech seems really cool. I don't know as much about Stripe, but just by looking at their partners and their revenue, you can already see a pretty clear distinction and focus, something that BAKKT I really can't find with. Last of all, I just want to touch on Coinbase. Coinbase is a company that I think BAKKT kind of wanted to be, but didn't really create it. So what Coinbase has is they have their institutional custody, which BAKKT tries to do, but Coinbase is working with almost every single institution that invests in crypto for custody. So, I mean, that disrupts BAKKT on that front, and Coinbase also has their own exchange and wallet. And the great thing Coinbase really does is it separates its exchange and own wallet and advertises them as two different products. Coinbase is really doing insane revenue at 2.3 billion and is trading at a market cap of 58 billion. Honestly, Coinbase is a company that I like a lot, but one that I don't really invest in just because it's a little too I don't know how to put it, obvious kind of for me. I kind of like to pick some more sleeper stocks like Circle, where I feel like a lot of the market probably doesn't understand it yet, and I think I probably have a unique perspective on it. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. I just wanted to talk about some different blockchain stocks. Not too many people have any videos on companies like Circle or Stripe, or even BAKKT for the matter. I personally like Circle the most right now in terms of an investment in the SPAC. And I will be watching BAKKT closely. I just want them to figure out their business model. And if they add stocks to this and allow you to be essentially a layer 2 where you can hook up all your accounts to BAKKT and manage everything from that app, that would be sick. But that's not what it is right now. And I'm going to have to see that and see companies agree to that before I really get excited about it. But for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and Mikkel out.